Time to pray that the extra cards on an OCG release fixes the many holes in this deck. It's happened several times before.
Okay, so you're not totally wrong, but also the list that was played in that video was pretty bad, so here's a better one. Hello to the Yugi playing public, it's Noel, and I am going to be giving to you today another Tistina deck profile. Because y'all couldn't get enough of the last one. Fucking almost 1,000 views, honestly quite impressive. But this is a very different build from the last one. I think the last one was even pre-Agov, which did have a lot of good support for the archetype. It also had a lot of bad support for the archetype. So any of the cards that say Tistina on them that aren't in my deck, that's why they're fucking bad. So we're going to be starting with the best Tistina card, 3 copies of Small World. This searches literally every card in the deck, since every Tistina card is an Aqua with no other similarities. But on to the cards that actually have Tistina in their name. 1 copy of Crystal God. It's mandatory. I don't love playing this card. I like resolving its effect, but the fact that it's a big fucking brick is just not fun. I don't love this guy. Next we have 3 copies of Demigod. This is your main starter. This will search you any of the Tistina spells as long as you control another Tistina, but it's ashable, which is kind of like the summon is ashable, which why the fuck would they even let that happen? The other Tistina searcher is Sentinel of the Tistina. Unfortunately, this has to pop either a Tistina card or a face down card, so you don't even get to go +1 in card advantage. Couldn't have given Tistina a Luber, I guess. We are on 3 because it's the main searcher of the archetype. It also summons itself back from grave, and it's an advantageous level for the new shit that is in the extra deck. Next up, we're on 2 copies of Hound. I think I might have been on 3 of these when the deck first came out. I don't know if I was in the previous video, but you don't need 3. I play 2. Sometimes I even side out 1 because this guy just isn't as good. Moving on to some of the new cards, we have 1 copy of Fallen of the Tistina. This will place the field spell if you send it to grave from hand or field. And that does get around set rotation because you're placing the field spell, not activating it. Next, we have Return to the Tistina. This card could be better, but it's also already pretty good. If it's in your hand, you can target a Tistina you control, summon, return, and become that monster's level. Namely, if the target leaves the field, this will still summon itself because the summon happens first, and that's just how cards resolve. Finally, I have decided that I'm going to play 0 of the traps and just play 2 of every Tistina spell. I think this is every Tistina spell. Is there one I don't know about? Is there a secret Tistina normal spell that you can fucking thrust into? Yes. So, since the Tistina engine is already very small, I believe 17 cards in total for this build at least, you can actually just jam in other engines to increase the ceiling on your deck. Of course, there are consistency tools like terraforming and set rotation for a good field spell like Therion Discoliseum or the newly obtained Pressured Planet Wraitsoth. I did not have this or Fenrir's in my previous video, I don't believe, but I now have both. For the Therion package, we're on 2 Reaper Foam, 1 Regulus. Regulus can equip a machine or a Therion, and Reaper Foam will give it the effect that it bounces 1, which is just generally quite useful. And of course, for Off of Wraitsoth, we have 3 Fenrir. Now, since we have revamped the extra deck a little bit, we're actually on more Xyz monsters, which means we're on a rank 3 turbo, I guess, with Speedroid. Speedroid Terratop is newly at 2 in the TCG, so we play 2 Terratop, 1 Takatomborg. These are also to just get into a rank 3. These are also machines for equipping off of Regulus, which you could actually do very early on as long as you detach these early on, and that would get you to a negate before you get into a spot where your opponent can activate Nibiru. And finally, we have the dedicated non-engine. One called by, one triple tack. I pulled this. It's very shiny. I love this card. 2 Ash, 2 Imperm. I don't like playing 3 of either of these cards. I think 2 is just the way to go. And to spoil what is going on in the extra deck, 2 full armored Xyz. Why am I not playing a regular Armored Xyz? Because that card is bad and full Armored Xyz is actually playable. Next, we have the extra deck. Every card in here is a one of. Let's hope Unicorn doesn't make a comeback. We have 1 SP Little Knight, 1 IP, and 1 Pit Knight early. I don't think this even had the Ultra when I made the last video. This is from the tins, and I'm very happy that this got an Ultra because she deserves it. So if shit gets really bad, we can always just go for IP early as the end board and go into SP afterwards. This is out of order, I guess. I thought I had sorted these, but we might as well go over the Armored Xyz engine. We get a draw one, a search, and a big asshole. Torpedo is exceptionally easy to make with any Tistina hand. I'm sorry, I have a light back there, so it's kind of fucking up everything. But Torpedo is very easy to make either with a Terratop, which is just a 1-card draw one because this draws one, or by using the Tistina engine itself because Sentinel is a level 3 and Returned can level modulate. Fortress is also a machine, which means it can be equipped by Regulus, and Dark Knight Lancer is an aqua, meaning you can use the engrave effect of Return to the Tistina to make it gain 300 attack. And I think that's really funny. We are still playing 1 copy of Nightmare Unicorn. Sometimes you just don't want your opponent's cards to be removed from the field face up. For example, Mirror Jade, if that goes to a location that is considered public knowledge, being the banish zone off of being banished by SP, it will trigger its effect. So Unicorn puts it into a private knowledge location so it can't activate. We also have Scareclaw Tryhard, another just big asshole. This guy is very difficult to out. And, of course, Big Daddy Avramax himself. Another card who is literally only here because it's a big, big guy who is hard to out in some matchups. Oh, the links aren't over. We also have a goddess. White Woman. Tistina, the divinity that defies darkness, is a new card for Tistina. Kind of. It's not really new. By the time this video is going up, Agov would have been out for like 3 months. Jesus. Because Phantom Nightmare is coming out in like 2 weeks. So this card just kind of exists. It is nice to go into. It's very easy to make Zeus with this because you can use its effect to you can use its effect to clear the opponent's face downs, then use its effect to detach one, then to gain a bunch of attack as long as you have Crystal God under it. Then you can use Return to attach back to it, attack with it, and then you can make a 3-mat Zeus, which if your opponent decides to destroy a card you control that isn't the Zeus, can turn into a 4-mat Zeus. So, you know, she's there. We have Gustav Max. We are only playing Gustav Max as far as trains. This is not here to fucking train OTK. This is here to burn the opponent's last 1,000 life points because if you summon Crystal God, Demigod, and both little guys, that's 1,000 off lethal. So this, even if your opponent, for example, uses Pearly Happy Memory, would still kill them. Or I guess if you used Upstart Goblin, but we don't play that card. That card's bad. Here's Zeus. He's there. If you're playing Xyz, you have to have him. Same with Typhon. Typhon's just here because he's necessary this format. Um, he is nice. I do like Typhon. And one Baron. And now we're on to the side deck, which is honestly probably the worst part of this deck. I'm really, really bad at building side decks. First of all, 3DD Crow, it just feels necessary in this format. And just to show you how much I fucking hate Lab, 3 Denko Sekka. I can't believe I'm playing this fucking card, dude. And of course we have 2 Nib. I just don't really have the space in my side deck to play 3. If my side deck was 25 cards, I definitely would. I would play nothing but fucking 3 ofs in my side deck, but I don't have that luxury. Rarity Collection, baby! Love that set! It's so good. Speaking of Rarity Collection, Droll and Lockbird. This isn't in the Rarity Collection, but it's in Rarity Collection 2. Next, we have 2D Barrier. This is also pretty bad, this format, but it's just I can't imagine a side deck without D Barrier. Same with how I can't imagine a side deck without. Oh, I fucking moved the camera. Without Duster. And also Lightning Storm. I don't play 2 Lightning Storm because this has a drawback. This doesn't. And the last card in my side deck is a single turtle. These are the D Barrier. So we got Herald of Nothing. Idiot is turtle now. It's an aqua. So I did do one of these before, I have to be frank, and it was playable, but I rambled too much, so I just decided to re-record the section. So, okay. Oh my god. This hand's insane. I mean, I would love to see, like, a Terror Top in it, but this hand's really good. Holy shit. And I shuffled well. Kind of, probably. So I will be putting a link in the description to a YGO Pro deck list for this deck. If you want to go ahead and play it in an online simulator, you won't have to watch through the video and copy my list word for word. I bought this deck box recently. I really like it. I like green. You won't have to go through this video and try to copy it word for word. Because I've had to do that and it sucks. So I'm going to save you the trouble. If you like this video, or even if you just want to see more content from me, let me know so that I can make more videos. I might do Master Duel. I might do it'll probably be Yu-Gi-Oh related. I might do a Pokemon one eventually, but I haven't played Pokemon recently. I guess the TCG I haven't played recently. I played the actual games constantly, but let me know if you want to see more from me, if you think I'm cool and you like watching. Thanks for watching all the way to the end. I guess not all the way to the end because it's going to be an end card, but thanks for watching anyways, and goodbye. Have a good one.